Hello there, everybody. This is Silver Soul 1K. Okay, first off, I would like to apologize for my very large gap in reading. I kind of lost interest with reading for a little bit, and then a lot of stuff happened in my life, and, yeah, you probably don't really care to listen to it, so I'm not gonna really go into that right now. You care about listening to this fic, so I should probably get reading. Not entirely sure at this point what I'm going to be doing after I'm done with this fic as far as it's been posted. I've only got a few chapters left of this one as far as it's been done. StrawberryDashie's probably not going to be updating it. Again, I don't know. It's whatever she does. Just not sure what I'm going to be doing for readings after this. I'm going to try to do some stuff, though. I've got a lot of free time that I need to find something to do with it other than just play video games. Okay, anyway, I should probably get to reading this. This is When Friendship Dies by StrawberryDashie, Chapter 18. Thank you. Author's note. Sorry it took so long, guys. I just got a little bored with the story, but I'm back. Here's the next chapter. Oh, and if you guys want to check out my DeviantArt, I joined. I'm drawing custom ponies for free, or you could ask Mousy a question. She'll answer in a drawing. My username is Ponies by Strawberry. Is this allowed? I hope so. If not, tell me. I'll just put it in my profile. Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think that's gonna be an issue. This is on Fanfiction. They don't have the most active mods. Whatever. Anyway, without further ado. Here we go. Fluttershy! Rainbow Dat. Oh, sorry. Fluttershy! Rainbow Dash heard her friend's name shouted out ahead, and she held back a scream. The voice sounded like the princess, and she sounded scared. Princess Luna, hold on, I'm coming! Rainbow cried, pushing herself to her limit as she sped toward the princess. She was terrified of what she would find when she arrived, but it didn't matter. She had to save Fluttershy. Suddenly she saw Luna below her, speeding towards something she hoped with all her heart was not. But it was. Luna, I'm here! Rainbow called, rushing past her. Luna lifted her head, confused. Her heart began beating normally again after she realized who the rainbow path belonged to. Fluttershy looked up, her eyes wide, still scared for her life. Dash? She said to herself, trying to flap her wings again. She felt herself be thrown down more as the force hit her again. What was it anyway, and why did it want her dead? Fluttershy, I'm here. I'm here. Don't leave me, Rainbow Dash said quickly, wondering why Fluttershy was being thrown around. It couldn't just be the wind and rain. Her hoofs stretched out in front of her. She used the last of her energy to grasp onto Fluttershy's mane, causing a scream from her. Rainbow, that hurts, she shouted. All of a sudden, she slipped from Rainbow's grasp. What? No, Rainbow exclaimed. This isn't fair. You don't deserve this. Calm down, a voice whispered in Rainbow's ear. She turned to see nothing. The voice was back. Calm down. Are you crazy? She's going to die, so why don't you get off your fat flank and save her, because I've lost all my energy, Rainbow Dash said angrily, then realized that what she said was true. Her wings had begun flapping slower, and she was falling, slowly getting closer to Fluttershy and the ground below. Rainbow, Fluttershy whispered when they were right next to each other. I'm sorry, Fluttershy, Rainbow said, her eyes starting to overflow with tears. I can't do it. It's okay, Fluttershy said sadly, closing her eyes and not struggling any more. Her wings folded at her sides, and her hooves above her as she fell. Ugh! Rainbow felt something knock into her and turned her head, suddenly not falling anymore. She looked back at Fluttershy and noticed she wasn't falling either. What the? You're okay. Stay calm. The same voice from before said, I'm not trying to hurt you. Rainbow tried to twist her head around, but couldn't. All she felt was a leg around her stomach holding her up. It was orange. She looked down, noticing the ground getting closer, but not as quickly. Soon she was lying down beside Fluttershy, both of them breathing heavily with wide eyes. She looked up and saw an orange colt standing beside a few feet away from them. He was quite tall, with a red and dark orange mane that was pulled back similar to Spitfire's, and an untidy tail. His eyes were a deep red, but they weren't scary at all. They were kind. "Wow," the colt said, folding his wings and walking up to them. "That was quite a fall." Rainbow blinked slowly, starting to get to her hooves. She finally got up when she swayed and fell, quickly being caught by the colt, supporting her with a strong hoof. Thanks," Rainbow said, staring at the ground. I just wish I didn't have to ask for help." "You just fell from a great height. It's okay to need help if you can't stand," he said with a soothing voice, flying over to a tree and plucking off a peach. He went back to Rainbow and handed it to her. It's not that. Fluttershy was going to die. If you weren't there, she would have just... both of us," Rainbow said, disappointed in herself. "But I was there," he said, smiling. "Rainbow Dash, you're so awesome. The greatest Pegasus I've ever heard of. Who knows how long you flew in the rain to make sure Fluttershy was okay, then used the last of your energy to try and save her. You're an element of harmony. Loyalty at that, which is something most ponies want in their friends. You've won flying competitions, saved Equestria twice, and have pulled off a sonic rain boom plenty of times. Just running out of energy for the first time does nothing to damage your reputation." Rainbow ran a hoof through her mane, a large smile on her face. "I guess I am pretty awesome." "Of course you are," the colt said, handing her another peach. "Don't be so hard on yourself. Fluttershy's fine," he said, gesturing to the yellow Pegasus, who had sat up and was slowly making her way over to them. "Hold on, Fluttershy. Don't push yourself. You've been through a lot." His orange foreleg carried her over, so she was sitting beside Rainbow under a tree. Yes, she has," a voice behind them. They all looked and noticed Princess Luna descending behind them. "Are you okay?" she said, running towards the mares. "I was so worried. I couldn't save you." The princess lowered her head, a tear falling. They're just fine, Princess Luna," the colt said happily, flying up to get a few more peaches, then handing them to Fluttershy and Luna. "Thank you," Luna smiled. "What is your name?" "I'm Fireblaze," the colt said, bowing. "It's a pleasure to meet you." "The pleasure is mine," Luna responded, shaking her wet mane. "You look familiar. Have I met you at a Wonderbolts race before?" "A Wonderbolt?" Rainbow exclaimed, gaining a bit of energy. "No way!" "Yep, no way. You've seen me, I'm sure, but I'm no Wonderbolt. Spitfire's my sister, though." "Spitfire?" Rainbow shouted, her wings unfolding and flapping excitedly. "Oh, that is so amazing!" Blaze laughed, smiling widely. "Yeah, she's pretty cool." "Sorry to interrupt, but, Princess Luna, do you think maybe you could, use your magic to, build a shelter, maybe?" Fluttershy said, swallowing the last of her peach. "Of course," Luna smiled. I forgot." She trotted off into the trees a bit more, levitating sticks and slowly making a hut. As she built it, Rainbow questioned Blaze about his life and the Wonderbolts. Soon they had grown silent as they noticed Fluttershy was asleep. "So, how do you know all this stuff about the land around here? How did you know about these things?" Rainbow Dash said, holding up a peach. "I grew up around here. I love flying down through this area and just enjoying its beauty. Spitfire and I went on vacations with the family here. We loved camping and flying over the trees and country. Never had more fun in my life," Blaze answered, looking off to the distance with a happy look in his eyes. Dash listened, her smile fading as he went on, telling how his parents eventually got too old and died, leaving Spitfire to take care of him. As she began her career in the Wonderbolts, she never had time for him, and the two had begun drifting apart. Sometimes I just fly over this place and try to remember everything. I wish Spitfire was here to enjoy it with me, but sometimes it feels like she hates me. I never did anything to her, but she's just so cold to me. She yells, she glares, she's snappy. Every time I try to say anything, she'll tell me that she doesn't care, Blaze said, lowering his eyes to the soggy forest floor, Luna raising the moon behind him. Oh, Dash frowned. I'm sorry. Sounds terrible. Yeah, Blaze said, closing his beautiful eyes and not moving. Well, I finished the shelter and made a fire. You guys can come in if you want. Luna walked up behind them, levitating Fluttershy's sleeping body and trotting off towards the hut. Blaze and Dash followed, but soon Dash's legs gave out and Blaze flew her the rest of the way, eventually landing in front of a cozy-looking hut. They were surprised at how well it turned out, considering they were in the middle of a forest. As they entered, they immediately relaxed in the heat. Luna had used some magic to pull grass out of the ground and throw it out, leaving a dirt ground that was becoming dry. There was a fire in the middle of the circular hut, and at the back was Fluttershy, sleeping peacefully on a few large leaves, her body covered in Jasmine's coat. Rainbow's eyes began watering, her ears lowering. She looked away from her silent friend. She was really starting to realize what had happened today. She was realizing that if Blaze wasn't there, if Blaze hadn't saved them, there would be no more for friend. Her sweet, innocent friend. She wouldn't be sleeping under her warm coat in this hut. She wouldn't be safe and sound. It would have been all my fault, she whispered to herself. Tucking her hooves under her, she laid beside Fluttershy. It didn't matter if Blaze said she was awesome. The truth was, she felt terrible either way. Blaze, do you think you could get some food? I'm not exactly sure where to find food here, Luna asked, keeping the fire warm as Blaze nodded and left. She really has been through a lot, Princess Luna said to Rainbow, staring at her with deep blue eyes. She was on the train to come back to Ponyville today. What? Then why were you flying her in the rain? Things didn't turn out as expected, Luna said quietly, looking back into the flames that danced before her. The train got off track. Went off a cliff. A cliff? Rainbow exclaimed, but immediately shut up for fear of waking her friend. Luna nodded, not looking up. I pulled her out. I saved her. But I'm sure you know about her going to Canterlot. Rainbow nodded and Luna continued. She met a unicorn there named Jasmine. The unicorn helped her, gave her a coat, an umbrella, a friend. Jasmine bought her train ticket to come back after Fluttershy had spent the night in an alley, in the rain. She had slept in a box. She got lost. She couldn't find food. Jasmine saved her. Dash listened intently, her heart breaking as the princess went on. Fluttershy was tougher than she appeared. She was truly set on helping every pony. Jasmine went off the cliff with the train. She fell and landed on some rocks, and she didn't make it. Rainbow's eyes grew larger as she pictured the scene. I couldn't save her. I'm sure Fluttershy doesn't blame you, Luna. You're tired, right? Rainbow said, lowering her head. Of course I did, but I'm not strong enough. I've never been good at anything. No pony trusts me, and I fail at everything I do, the Princess of the Night whispered. Dash wasn't sure what to say, so the two sat in silence. You saved Fluttershy, though, Rainbow pointed out quietly. Thank you for that. I don't know what I'd do without her. She looked lovingly back at Fluttershy. There was no response, but Rainbow didn't push for an answer. Rainbow Dash knew the trip must not have gone well, judging from the story, but she would find out in good time. Maybe it wasn't as bad as it seems. Maybe she just couldn't find Twilight and needed help. It didn't matter, as long as Fluttershy was safe. Rainbow lowered her head and closed her eyes, glad she was still able to share her time in Equestria with her best friend, one she could protect. Always. Okay, that's the end of that chapter. Thank you all for listening. I'm probably going to try and get out the last 2 chapters of this sometime soon, but no promises. 19 looks kind of long, so 20 is not very long. 20 is really, really short, but 19, as I stated, is really long, so there's no promises when I'm going to get that out. But after I do get 19 out, then I'll probably get 20 out within a few days of that, and then I won't have anything that I really know that I need to do. So, okay, that's gonna be it for now. Talk to you later, everybody. Goodbye.